Ever wondered what would happen if the legendary Peter Griffin from Family Guy decided to ditch the brewery and open his own retail store? What kind of chaos would fill the aisles? What bizarre treasures would line the shelves? Well, grab a Pawtucket Patriot Ale and get comfortable, because today we're diving deep into the hypothetical, hilarious world of Peter's Emporium of Stuff and Things. First off, let's be real. The store run by Peter Griffin wouldn't be your average Target or Walmart. Oh, no. This would be a monument to his impulsive, food-obsessed, and gloriously unintelligent nature, based on everything we know about the man, the myth, the Quahog legend. His store would be a beautiful disaster, and we're here for every second of it. Let's start with the most obvious department, the grocery aisle, or, as Peter would probably call it, the chowderhead chowdown zone. We've seen him dabble in the food industry before, with his fake grocery store and the short-lived Griffin family grocery. But this time, it's all Peter. The shelves would be stocked with essentials, but with a Griffin twist. Picture this. You walk in needing some basics. You'll find a loaf of bread, a container of milk, ... and a Joe Dirt DVD. Because, according to Peter, that's a complete shopping list. It's not just about sustenance. It's about entertainment, people. The logic is flawless in its own special way. But the real magic happens in the specialty food section. This is where Peter's culinary genius, or lack thereof, truly shines. Remember his food truck? Well, imagine those creations available for you to make at home. You'd find a dedicated Griffin gourmet corner. On one shelf, you'd have the car panini starter kit. It comes complete with hot dogs, peanut butter cups, a bag of Doritos, and a single Cadbury egg. The instructions would probably be a crayon drawing of a car engine with an arrow pointing to it saying, "Cook here." Next to that, you'd find his other signature dishes. How about a DIY kit for his world-famous hamburgers with jelly donut buns? All the components ready to assemble. Feeling thirsty? Forget boring old straws. Peter's store would sell packs of hot dogs specifically marketed as drink weenies. The packaging would feature Peter triumphantly sipping a soda through one. It's innovative, it's disgusting, it's pure Griffin. And the cereal aisle, a masterpiece of sugar-fueled insanity. Forget bran flakes. Here you'll find family-sized boxes of Peter's morning mix-up, which is just a giant bag of M&Ms. The suggested serve-in liquid. Dr. Pepper, of course. The box would probably have a cut-out mask of Peter's face on the back. Pour the more adventurous palate. There would be Swedish fish taco kits. Because why limit fish-shaped candy to just being candy? That's thinking inside the box. And Peter Griffin lives his life like there is no box. Moving away from the food, we enter the miscellaneous mayhem section. This is where the store truly descends into glorious chaos. This aisle is a direct reflection of Peter's fleeting obsessions and terrible ideas. In one corner, you'd find a huge bin of fireworks, but not your standard city-approved sparklers. No, this would be Peter's personal collection of questionably legal pyrotechnics. You'd see signs for whistling bungholes, whisker biscuits, spleen splitters, and finger blasters. Each box would come with a handwritten warning that says, "Don't be a Meg, use with caution," or whatever. Safety right? Then there's the toy section. As a former safety inspector at the Happy-Go-Lucky Toy Factory, Peter has unique insights. The toys here wouldn't pass a single safety standard. You'd find Bago glass, exactly what it sounds like. There DB lawn darts for toddlers, and a chemistry set where all the chemicals are just different colors of bleach. The flagship toy would be Mr. Zucchini Head, a blatant, legally dubious knockoff of a more famous vegetable-based toy, but with parts that don't quite fit and are probably a choking hazard. Let's not forget Peter's brief but impactful career as a fisherman. There would absolutely be a nautical nonsense corner. You wouldn't find high-end fishing rods or reels. Instead, you'd find things like pretangled fishing lines, sold as a fun puzzle. You could buy jars of ocean scent, which is just salt water and a dead crab in a jar. And for the true aficionado, the mounted head of a land fish, which is clearly just a regular base with fake legs glued on. Of course, Peter's store would need employees, and you can bet the hiring process would be unconventional. The only qualification would be your ability to tolerate Peter's shenanigans. You'd likely see his friends working there. Quagmire would be in charge of let's just say, the adult novelties section, hidden behind a beaded curtain. Joe would be head of security, rolling through the aisles and occasionally getting stuck between shelves and Cleveland. He'd be the calm, gentle voice of reason in the customer service department, patiently explaining to a confused customer why their car panini kit doesn't come with an actual car engine. No, you provide the hot engine yourself. It says so right there in the pictogram. The store's layout would be a nightmare. Aisles would lead to dead ends. The dairy section might be right next to the fireworks for a cool explosion. The muzak wouldn't be calming instrumental music. It would be Surfin' Bird on a constant, unending loop. The announcements over the intercom would be Peter looking for his keys, arguing with Lois on the phone, or just making random noises. Clean up on aisle 3. Actually, you know what? Just leave it. It adds character. The checkout process would be an adventure in itself. The cash registers would probably be old, broken slot machines. Payment options would include cash, credit, or telling Peter a really funny joke. The loyalty program would involve getting a punch card, and after 10 punches, Peter will come to your house and watch TV with you for an hour, whether you want him to or not. So, what would Peter Griffin's store be called? Peter's Place. The Griffin Market. Nah, too simple. It would be something grand, something nonsensical, something like the Quahog Megalomart, of things you didn't know you needed and probably shouldn't buy. In the end, a store run by Peter Griffin wouldn't be about profit or providing a service. It would be a living, breathing extension of his own chaotic mind, a place where absurdity is the main product, and a good laugh is the best you can hope for as a customer. It would be confusing, dangerous, and probably get shut down by the health department within a week. But for that one glorious week, it would be the most interesting, hilarious, and undeniably Peter-like place on Earth. Thanks so much for hanging out and exploring this ridiculous hypothetical with me. If you had fun, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite shows. Let me know in the comments what other characters you'd want to see open a store. Until next time, stay awesome.